I'm the CEO of Acquire.Fi. We have both Andrew and Nathan. Boo boy, boy, boy. What's up, bull boys?
Good, doing
$10,000
good.
Ethereum by August.
It's
Uh,
coming.
we're
It's
promising
coming.
already. We're promising already.
$1 million Bitcoin. Here we go.
$1 million Bitcoin in September.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, very bullish right now. Very happy to finally see the market popping off. Took a while, but we were all pretty long and bullish for a while there for some time now. So it's nice to finally see things moving.
Bro, we
Um,
destroyed those shorts. Like
yeah,
there's
like
nothing left.
to be honest, I'm actually surprised how hard we pumped. I didn't expect it to pump this hard, but nonetheless, happy all time highs on Bitcoin. Happy
Yeah,
3,000 on
exactly.
ETH.
Good
It's
job,
been
everyone.
a while. We all made it, and yeah, I mean things are looking good. Like the market's clearly hot right now. Things are popping off. I actually, if you can, Nathan or Jan, I posted the Jan barometer study, just so people remember. Like we were talking about this summer bull market for super long now, like probably like the last couple of months, and it's nice that we're in summer and we are finally getting these pumps. Um, Normally summers are pretty boring and dead, but I feel like this year is somewhat different. And you can't deny that we're not in a bull market. Like things are just straight up here. Um, so where do we go from here? Hard to say. I have some upside objectives, like based off of this recent expansion. I have some fib extensions, 4.669 levels around 122k. If we get really crazy here, based off of like this expansion and then the previous expansion here, we do have some 8.77 chaos levels, and that's sitting around that 130 to 135k area. So if things do start getting crazy, like these are kind of the like upside objectives that I'm kind of looking for at first, to possibly see some kind of resistance or upside targets. We blew past these upside targets pretty fast, so I do think that the market's still hot. The only real signs of any kind of bearishness is just that we are quite overbought now on the daily. So if things need to just cool down a little bit and potentially pull back slightly, then it's all okay. Like as long as we don't create any new lows, as long as we don't break below those lows, I think we're okay to see any kind of pullback. But right now, things are very hot. I don't see any signs of to be scared of or whatever. I also wouldn't be chasing this either. Like we talked about this range last time, and we talked about like, look, if we can like W out and break out, that would be kind of the trade if you are trying to trade these top levels. And so if you did take that W, congrats, you would be in some decent profits. But if you miss that, then you're just gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait till we get some kind of new structure. You heard me say it multiple times. You look for the W's, and yeah. That's really about it for Bitcoin. It'll be interesting to see how the US comes in because they're going to wake up to quite a nice big pump. Probably start seeing some kind of
When
profit
did this
taker.
rally kick off?
Sorry?
When did this big pump kick off?
Last night, overnight, I
Were
guess.
they-
Like I was in bed, so
Yeah, I was trying to think if how much of this they saw yesterday. Yes, they would have seen at least new all time highs probably before they went to bed in the U.S. But they're
Bro,
gonna wake
no
up.
one sleeps. That's the thing. No one sleeps in the trenches. If you are in the trenches, you don't sleep.
sleep is important. You guys need to sleep.
Bitcoiners aren't in the trenches.
But yesterday we saw $1 billion worth of ETF inflows to
Crazy.
BTC. Like that's the biggest inflows like ever. And also on Ethereum. Ethereum saw like over $380 million in inflows. That's crazy amount. Crazy amount.
Yeah.
Like I think Ethereum will finally start waking up. Oh, we held only 1 hour, 2 hours, the 3K mark, but
It's pulling. It's definitely running. Like we talked about, so like, how I said we got to look for these W's, right? These double bottoms. Like, you could have bought that double bottom there, you could have bought this little tiny double bottom there, and that would have printed you some decent trades. So until you start seeing that, I wouldn't want to chase these tops. Like, I know a lot of people are FOMOing longs right now on like extremely high leverage. Recipe for disaster, at least in my opinion. Um, and if you look, we are in a short reload zone now. This is where we're going to start seeing some heavy resistance. Typically, this is where you start getting resistance coming in. It's also previously against these previous highs, consolidation, breakdowns. So I do feel like there are going to be some resistance coming in here. But again, until we start seeing these double tops, I'm not too concerned on any kind of bearish movement. Ideally, if you want to chase these longs, you want to get some kind of W. But again, I'd just be a little cautious as we are in this resistance zone. Generally, these reload zones are where we're going to see some kind of heavy resistance. But if we're lucky and the market's bullish enough, we should be able to just break right through. And then hopefully, eventually, one day, break that all-time high that we... that's not even all-time high. All-time high is over here. So, still got a bit of a long ways to go. But
Bro, last time we went to 4K, the breakdown was horrible. I remember it very well. Like, we hit 4,000 something, and after that, it was just fucking red days.
yeah, like, once you
Apologize for
start
that.
getting those M's,
It was not good. It was not good. But yeah, like, I think the narrative is now a little bit different. Obviously, like we've been talking about Ethereum for a while here in this channel, it's been very underperforming. But again, we were talking like, hey, the foundation took right action. They basically purged the old team away. And also, like with the Ethereum ETFs, it's getting a lot of interest. Like BlackRock, I think yesterday bought more Ethereum than BTC. So
wow.
obviously, like there's something happening.
Well, is the ETH narrative simply that all these companies think they can get higher upside with ETH versus Bitcoin, and how much of the actual tech, how much about the ecosystem has changed? That's what I want to know. I think right now it's just people speculating. I don't think ETH as a product has really changed, other than they've got BlackRock and everybody that wants to buy it now because they think they can get a 5x on it versus a 2x on Bitcoin.
No, absolutely. Like, but I think the use case there is still around. There's a lot of new wallets coming in. Aave, for example, has been growing. Their biggest chain, I think, is ETH on ETH. Have to double check actually, but yeah, like you're right. Like nothing on the tech side has been really changed. But I think on
Mhm.
the ETF side, like you can actually stake Ethereum and get rewards, and I think that's the biggest narrative on the institutional side. Like
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. The upside is much bigger than BTC, but obviously, like BTC, you have limited supply.
Yeah, the other big question with Ethereum that I think a lot of these big funds are factoring in that can help drive the Ethereum price up to the levels they're hoping is with stablecoins. We know that the Genius Act and stablecoins are going to bring in tons and tons and tons of money to this industry, probably trillions of dollars in market cap to crypto. Well, where are those coins going to be right now? Ethereum is probably the front runner for where if JP Morgan is going to build a stable coin, they're probably going to build it on Ethereum. I mean, I'm not sure where else right now is has their hat in the runnings for that. So the stablecoin narrative is one of the hottest narratives out there. I think everybody on this call probably believes it's going to bring in trillions of dollars as Walmart and Amazon and JP Morgan and like all these people start launching their own stable coins. They got to be on one of these networks, and that network is going to benefit from trillions of dollars in transaction volume. If that's ETH, then yeah, that ETH has the opportunity to really hit that 10,000, maybe even blow that out of the water. But ETH also has a lot of technical challenges, so that's going to be, I think, one of the deciding factors in this narrative. With do we see some of these large funds pivot into a new top L1 or L2? Well, I think stablecoins probably decide that.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Andrew, like when you are trading in these levels, or like trading now when there's a lot of upside, like what are you seeing on the other big coins and top 100 coins?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, we did all of our shopping in the past weeks, even like previous months. So now we're in the zones of like, okay, now we got to start thinking levels of profit taking. For me, I always like hitting doubles. And so for me, any like trades that I've taken that reach 50% of the target, I generally do my stops to scratch and then just kind of lock in those profits and make sure my winning trade doesn't become a losing trade. I personally don't have any like trades that I would want to buy right now, just because like again everything's already popping off. So I think really it's just kind of doing the same thing we did in the last like month or two, where you find the names that you like, you draw your reload zones, you look at the levels of where potentially prices can come back down to, and then you want to rehunt those essentially. Because like you pretty much miss the bottoms if you didn't buy anything in the last 2-3 weeks, at least in my personal take. Um, and ETH Bitcoin, we're kind of coming right into some resistance here. This massive 200 SMA. Ideally, this breaks out and we can break above. I do see a potential weekly W right now. Weekly Ws are pretty strong. These usually indicate the bottom for a lot of assets. So if ETH Bitcoin starts breaking out here, that's going to be pretty good for pretty much all of our alts. And we're getting really close here. So I'm getting very excited. If we look at alt index, big W breakouts, stablecoin dominance breaking down. Bitcoin dominance was breaking down. We had these triple tops come in. A little bit perking back up, but that's all right. Stablecoin dominance is still falling, and I really like these indexes that are showing these big breakouts. So I think we're definitely in the environment where you might start seeing a lot of doubles, a lot of coins hitting 100% from these lows that we're kind of looking at now. So yeah, I mean, like most things, like like for example, right? We hunted these lows, so we're like, we want to see the breakouts, we want to see the pullback. You want to hunt these long reload zones, these 61.8 to 17.6s. You want to look for the bullish divergence. You want to look for the oversold conditions, and then you want to look for structure, which is these double bottoms. Like these W's are everywhere, and when you get those W's, you got to pay attention. And then, coupled with just seasonality stuff where we're expecting the summer rally, it all kind of worked out. So now,
Yam barometer.
yeah, the Jan barometer.
Yeah.
Not after you, Jan. It's after January. But so now what you can do is if you did miss that bottom, you could draw your reload zone. You go from the bottom to the top of range, and then you see where the next zone is, right? So now if you look at where the next reload zone is, it's pretty much down here where our original bottom is. You could also be more aggressive and hunt these 38.2 first stops. I personally don't really like trading those. I feel much more comfortable coming in, at cheap bottoms. But for now, we hit 50% of our target. So, my stop is now at scratch versus down at these lows. And so if this does start crashing and we fall, at least I don't lose any money. But right now I'm just sitting and waiting, letting the market do its thing. And, as we hit our doubles, we'll take half our positions out and then we'll, continue on. So same thing, you just come at the bottom of the ranges, you hunt the lows, you buy the breakouts, you sell your half on a double, wait till you get your next double. Soooo, same thing, you buy the double bottom, bull divs, oversold conditions, double bottoms, yada yada. It's endless. Like everything is starting to rally now, off the bottom of the ranges, like even usual. I mean, usual is pretty much bottom at this point, right? Bull divs, oversold, double bottoms, yada yada. Like everything is up. Like all these double bottoms against the bottom of the ranges. Like that's where you wanted to be buying. You wanted to be buying at the lows, right? You buy low, you sell high. That's
Very
like
simple.
one thing.
Very simple.
But like people don't remember that, and people are like, "Oh, I want to buy when things are up," and it's like, no, you're gonna get wrecked because look at all these trap bulls here. They've been waiting for the markets to come back, and then you miss out on the bottom. And so that's kind of like what you got to do is you got to train yourself to like come in at these lows, and look for the bull divs, look for the oversold conditions, look for the double bottoms, and then off you go. So a lot of trades are firing off. I think really, zero actually might still be okay, coming in off of this range here. But that's kind of what you want to see is you want to see these W's, right? If you get these weekly W's, even better. Yeah, I mean, overall, like a lot of our positions are doing extremely well. As you can see, everything is popping off here. I posted a bunch of trades the other day, like GLQ is moving, EMP is moving, and all these setups are the exact same. Like I'm just buying W's within the reload zones with bullish diversions, oversold conditions, and then yeah, that's about it. You just kind of like sit and wait after, and it takes time. And it might even take another month or two, or even 6 months before I get these doubles. But at least I'm coming in at the bottom of the ranges, and
Yeah, I think your risk reward here is very good. Like you either double or you miss it.
yeah,
And obviously, like there's not a lot of downside if you're betting on the bottom. Like
yeah, like
how low can it even go?
I
I mean,
mean,
obviously, like there's frogs sometimes, but
yeah,
you know
like
what
it
I
can
mean.
go pretty low. But yeah, like you're much safer buying stuff down here than being like, oh wow, things are up, I'm gonna buy up here. Like that's insane. Like you shouldn't be FOMO chasing anything. If anything, you missed the pump, that's okay. The market's gonna come back and pull back. And then what they'll do is they'll eventually start forming structure and forming a base, and then slowly it will start breaking out again. And so it's all you got to do is just rinse and repeat. You just got to wait, see things, wait for the reload zones, buy the bottom of the ranges, and then yeah, that's about it.
No, that's good. Obviously, my strategy is to buy BTC as DCA. People that has been following this channel and been following us, like you guys should be way up now on your DCA. We've been talking about it now from when we started these streams, and I think BTC at the bottom was at 76 or 78. So I think our average price at the moment is like at the 80, 82 levels. So congrats everyone that has been following us. Obviously, like keep following and subscribing and liking. We will have more videos like this. But yeah, it's been very happy to see that hey, all this streaming that we done, it's paying off, and hopefully we will have more eyes looking at us, and we can give more information.
Yes, I hope more people can make money. I hope people are finding at least some value in these charts and learning, what a trading setup looks like. How do you act in a bullish market or in a bearish market? It's all about just being like calm and like not being emotionally charged and like making decisions based on that. It's just based on just pure TA, some fundamentals, and finding appropriate levels of buying. So if there's one thing to take from everything, it's just the easiest thing you can try to hunt without adding all these other indicators and stuff is just look for those double bottoms. Like look for W's. Like it's super simple. It's obviously not 100% like accuracy, but a lot of the times they give you the best entries.
I agree. Um, Nathan, what's happening on the news? What's happening overall?
Man, everybody's just
Are you
excited to
finally
see
bullish?
Bitcoin pumping.
Are you finally bullish?
I've never been bearish long term, but I was concerned recently. I was concerned, but we got the push up, so no more looking back now. But yeah, you're talking about calling out the Jan barometer. Looks like you got old Rambo Jackson here, all the way back in February, talking about the Jan barometer again here, June 1st. Study the Jan barometer, and
Yeah.
here we are breaking out at the
Yes.
beginning of July here. So
Although, just be careful because that means we got until fall. So, like, this bull market should technically keep going up until that September October window, so it's not a lot of time.
Is that
Yeah,
so?
So
So I'm
don't
looking
go
here.
for leverage, please,
So what?
guys. Remember,
yeah,
So is
so
it calling for like a dip in October and then run back up in November and then into November, going into December, dumping
pretty
off
much.
again?
Yeah, yeah. So like it's either gonna be like around September October where we're expecting a big dump, and then we might see the like end of year is always the best time to buy anyways. So like normally what happens in seasonality is that the market almost like always dumps during fall because summer ends, all the professionals are back to work, everybody's back from summer vacation, they see all the frothy price action that they saw in the summer, and then people just clean their books. There's also tax sell-off season that comes in the fall as well, and so it causes a lot of selling pressure, but that generally usually gives you kind of the best entries and bottoms because usually what happens after that is that the market will start forming bottoms, and then we start kind of rallying into that end of year, New Year's kind of like euphoric rush. And so that's kind of what we're like seeing here, where we expect like, okay, we get that typical seasonal dump in fall, and then we might get a bit of a uppy price action, but it looks like this year is kind of showing like, okay, this might actually be like kind of the top in year, but who knows? Time will tell. You know, these things aren't 100% accurate either. They're just fun studies to kind of like, monitor and stuff. So
Well,
yeah,
we've got a lot going for us in July. Obviously, the new all time highs here. Jan barometer's looking good. The FOMC meeting is on the 31st of this month, so very end of the month. We have got an opportunity for rate cuts. I'm sure in the next 2 weeks we'll be hearing more about that. We've already seen more threats to remove Powell if rate cuts don't happen. I think Scott Bassett is the top candidate right now. We know he's very pro crypto. He's very bullish on blockchain in general. So a lot of stuff going to be happening between now and the end of the summer, going into fall. If we don't get rate cuts at the end of July, the next opportunity will be in September, where it's almost guaranteed to have a rate cut there. So yeah, I think with everything that has been happening, with everything that's coming up with rate cuts and very likely quantitative easing, i.e., money printers coming on, it's probably going to be a lot of green candles between now and the end of the year.
yes,
yeah, I
these are
think
small games.
exciting times to be honest. But yeah, let's see what will happen. Like, obviously, always when you cut rates, we're gonna print more money. If we print more money, we know all what it does.
Yeah,
Inflation is here. I mean,
yeah.
I
That's
go,
what,
I see it every day. I go to groceries and I spend like easily $100 just for nothing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
It's gonna
mean,
be worse. It's gonna get worse.
yeah, you might not have to start spending some of those sats on burgers. Much as I hate seeing it, might be the only option.
It's okay. It'll
Bro,
be a
only
million
thing I
dollar
can
Bitcoin.
afford.
Hmm.
But yeah, what else has been
Well,
happening?
to toot our own horn a little bit here, for those that aren't familiar with what we do, Acquire.Fi is actually the largest M&A marketplace, mergers and acquisitions in all of Web3. We're also one of the largest OTC desks. But those are our two core verticals. Stuff like this is great to get on, talk about market conditions, help to spread some knowledge to our audience, to our followers, to the community. But we are not actually, and we're not a trading firm. This is what we do here. A big announcement. We were finally able to go public with this huge deal. We were able to help Vertex in their acquisition by Inc. Foundation, which is backed by Kraken. As a deal we've been working on for over a year now. So big shout out to the Vertex team. Congratulations to all those guys. Huge milestone getting this deal finally done. Been working on it for quite a while. And congrats to the Inc. Foundation and Kraken as well. This is a win-win-win all the way around. We're stoked to have been able to be a part of this. And yeah, if you are looking to get your company acquired or you're looking to grow by acquisition, that's our bread and butter.
No, I wanna just thank you everyone that has been around us. Like, very big shout out to everyone that has been supporting us. Like, without you guys, we have not made this far. And obviously, this is just one of the major deals that we are working on. It's been a long ride, but this is a major milestone, and we might be doing some token buybacks. Obviously, not the promise, but and not the financial advice. Don't take it as this, but Yeah, very proud of my team. Very proud of you guys, and overall, like, hey, this is just the start. And I think overall, like, we are much needed. There's no one doing what we do. And obviously, like, if you are a founder, if you're thinking about selling a company, you can always ping us. We're always here to answer questions, and it's always we're basically 24 hours online. So yeah, just very proud moment.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're Andrew and I are newer to the team here yet, so we didn't really have much to do with this deal. But we're both working on some massive deals behind the scenes, and excited for some more announcements like this in the hopefully the very near future.
No, absolutely. Just the first. Just the first.
First of many.
Yeah.
Stellar. Yeah, get into some other news. We all know, what was it, a little over a year ago, this time, Germany very famously dumping their Bitcoin bags at, what did they sell at? They sold at 54K, is that right? Yeah,
Bro, they were dumb. Like, how
yeah.
can you be so dumb?
It's now cost them $3.1 billion that they've missed out on. And this was published a couple hours ago. So probably more than that. I think this was published when Bitcoin was around like 113, 115. So all the way up to 118. More and more countries buying. I don't know what the deal is, why Germany sold, but I
Bro,
guess.
this is why this happens when you have dinosaurs in the Senate or in politicians and they don't understand like the value proposition of BTC. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel super bad for German people. Like, this would be a lot of good tax money that could be used. And overall, like, I hope other countries will not make the mistake as German did.
Yeah, like that guy's probably like pissing his pants right now. Like, oh man, you're fired. You're fired. Like, holy fuck, what a miss.
Yeah, well, and thankfully in the U.S. we have solidified our holdings with the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. There's a lot of talk prior to the election last year about the Biden administration were trying to liquidate and sell off a lot of our crypto holdings, especially the Bitcoin holdings. Fortunately, that didn't happen, and now that's enshrined with the new Bitcoin Strategic Reserve that we won't be selling our Bitcoin. Now, the big question that we talk about twice a week, every time we come on here: when are we going to start buying, baby? That's when you think 118 is good. The U.S. Uncle Sam starts buying. That's where we're starting to see that 200K number come into play.
Yeah, imagine like instead of spending on all of these bullshit wars, they would be just buying BTC from exchanges.
Oh, a girl can dream.
But bro, like if you look at the only Satoshi messages, so actually one of the I can't remember which message is it, but Satoshi's talking about like, hey, actually if everyone would start buying BTC, Bitcoin would go to was it 100 million or like just a crazy number. But anyway, like I think eventually we will see some crazy numbers happen when people realize like, hey, money, fiat value doesn't. There's like no value of it.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time, and this is also. I can't remember if we covered this on Tuesday or not, but Bitcoin supply and exchanges has fallen to a new low. Part of probably what's helping drive this push upward. I know I can't remember what the number is, but a ton of shorts got liquidated in the last 24 hours, which creates
Bro, it was a massacre.
yeah,
Massacre.
that liquidity cascade can work both ways. And right now it's pushing us up. So yeah, more and more people buying. We've got more and more people buying and less supply. So number go up. It's very, very basic economics, basic math here. It's not just Bitcoin though. BlackRock is now buying more Ethereum than they are buying Bitcoin right now. Somewhere here I have the numbers. Yeah, net inflows to ETFs today, $383 million worth, second largest inflow day since the ETFs are launched. ETH, we saw back up finally over 3K. We talked a bit about that earlier, but this is a lot of what's driving that, both the Bitcoin institutional adoption as well as Ethereum institutional adoption. Just more and more money coming in from the big guys.
Yeah, and remember, like on ETH, there's only 2,100, I think, ETH. What do you call it? Uh, Not mined. What's the right word? Go to the other post.
Nodes.
Go to the other
Nodes.
post. No, no, no. There we go. Yeah,
Oh,
issued. Sorry.
Oh,
There we go. I can't say you can't say mine. You can only say issued because
issuance. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so only 2,100 ETH coming onto the market today. Meanwhile, 138,000 going off the market. Tells you what you need to
yeah.
know, right?
Like imagine that. Like imagine if you have 10 more days like this. We will go pretty quick to 4K.
Yeah,
10K.
2.1 thousand coming onto the market, and 138,000 going out of the market. You know, it doesn't take long for those numbers to just ratchet up, and see Ethereum just starting to push here. Love it.
Yeah, but I like your narrative here. Like the risk reward of owning ETH and getting much better returns actually makes sense now for institutions. Like if you think about it, like it has been very undervalued. It hasn't been performing. We've been talking about it for a while, um, and now we're seeing these ETF flows coming in. Like it's just a matter of time before we go all time high. Like it has been so much lacking. Like it's a big joke in the scene, but like I think that's gonna finally change. And obviously, again, use DCA. I would buy it definitely on these levels. Not the financial advice, but I think there's gonna be good returns.
Absolutely, and especially in the long run, you know, if the stablecoin stuff plays out like most people think it will be, you know, this is going to be instituted over the next 5 years, which is just going to continue to drive adoption. Unless that ends up on a different network, which I imagine, you know, it's not going to be. There's not going to be one winner that has all the volume. But if history repeats itself, if things continue on the path they're on, I would imagine the lion's share of that transaction volume is going to be on Ethereum. So yeah, we'll probably see, you know, if the jam barometer plays out towards the end of the year, we'll probably see the end of the bull market. You know, how long and how severe of a bear market we get, I think institutions are going to be a major factor in that, and changing things up there. But regardless of how severe the bear market is, this adoption is not going away. This is real utility. You know, people that are, you know, all these institutions, these companies creating their own stablecoin. You know, that's real utility for whichever network that lands on. That's, you know, going to create price floors that we don't currently have. So the buyers, these institutional buyers, they're not looking for quick flips. You know, they're in this for the long run. Their time horizons are different than you and I typically when they're making these investments. So
Yeah.
I'd imagine they're playing the long game, and I'd imagine that's a good bet for them.
5-10 years, boys. Let's go.
Yep. What else do we got here? This is huge. Yeah, this happened, I think, was yesterday, actually. U.S. Treasury officially removes crypto broker reporting rules. What does that mean? You know, again, under the previous administration, they were trying to come after DeFi, essentially requiring DEXs to dox and report on the individuals that are using their tech. Obviously, anybody that knows anything about DeFi, that's number one, impossible, and number two, goes against the complete nature of DeFi to begin with. So, you know, if they were to push this through, you know, governments like the U.S., governments in the EU, and other places around the world would essentially make DeFi illegal for their citizens to use, crushing the industry. This is huge that they're reversing this. You know, what does that mean? In particular, you know, DeFi platforms are not going to be required to report on its users' digital assets transactions to the IRS. Or any other government agencies to be compliant and to avoid lawsuits. So massive win for DeFi here today.
Nice. Very
No,
nice.
kudos, good
Yeah,
stuff. At
without
least
this,
something positive from US.
yeah. So this is the kind of stuff we need to see. We need to see more of this, keeping the DeFi alive and on the right track.
Yeah.
More stories of people buying more Bitcoin. Ego Death Capital. Jeff Booth, Lynn Alden's venture firm. Lynn Alden, very famous. We talk about her book on here quite a bit. What her book? I got right behind me here. Broken Money. That's right. They just raised 100 million, and this will be a Bitcoin only venture round. Now, whether or not they're investing that all directly in Bitcoin, whether spot buys or a MicroStrategy type approach, or if this is, I have imagined, just kind of knowing a bit about Lynn Alden's history. They might also be investing in the Bitcoin ecosystem, whether that is infrastructure, stable coins, whatever that happens to be. But investing in companies that are building on Bitcoin and adding more utility to Bitcoin. And going to be interesting to follow and see what they're doing there. But it may very well be just another Bitcoin treasury strategy coming to fruition here.
You can't have enough BTC.
You cannot. But we'll see if they're going to buy spot or not.
More institutions, let's go.
Let's get more leverage, baby. Well, something else you wanted to cover here today. It's kind of all I had for news stories. Obviously, biggest stuff in the news since Tuesday is price go up, number go up, which we all love. But want to take a look here. We've got some awesome new listings for M&A on our website. Let's see, what do we want to cover here? DeFi lending protocols got over $1 billion in volume, 250,000 registered wallets on the platform. It's expansion or it's scale ready as well. A lot of different options in terms of growing this. Number one, they haven't launched a token yet. So TGE out the gate is a day one potential for new revenue streams to come in here. Lots of opportunities to whether you're looking into crypto banking, leveraging social networks and the Acquire.Fi trend to bring in new revenue streams. There's a lot going on with this. Again, you've got users, you've got revenue, and price pretty well, just over 2x on the TTM there for their asking price. Lots of deals right now we're seeing are heavily favoring buyers. The multiples are very reasonable right now for a lot of businesses that are, exactly what we've been talking about, real actual businesses, not just speculation and vanity numbers. These are real businesses. Again, $1 billion in volume, 250,000 registered wallets on the platform, almost $2 million in revenue in the last 12 months. So great opportunity there for people that are looking to expand their project, either from revenue perspective, from a user perspective, et cetera, et cetera. This is another one we really like right now. Top 5 fastest growing launchpad. In just their first 7 months, actually now we can update these numbers, now over $1 million in revenue in under 9 months. The IDO market, the pre-sales market has been struggling. Regardless of that fact, these guys are still generating revenue. In June, I believe they did just shy of $1 million worth of launches on their platform. They're in July, they're set to do another, I think it's almost 1.6 or 1.7. So in June and July, slow months for everybody else. Again, these guys out there bringing in revenue, doing launches. And I believe they've actually lowered their asking price as well. I think this listing needs to be updated. I think they're only asking $3 million right now for the platform. Why, might you ask, if the platform is growing and their revenue is growing, are they looking to sell, and why are they lowering their price? The founder is a pretty well-known founder in the space, and he's got another project that is, believe it or not, growing even faster than this, and his investors have asked him to focus on it full time, so he needs to hand this off to somebody else. So again, great opportunity out there. If you have whether it's centralized exchange, L1s, looking for a premier launchpad to come on their platform, this is a great deal. And again, price to sell right now, even while they're growing their users and revenue. What else do we have here? Stable coins. We've been talking a lot about stable coins. We've got a yield bearing stablecoin protocol. Andrew, you might know a little bit more about this one. Are they on the Bitcoin network, or where are they leveraging these stable coins?
I believe they're built on soooo.
On soooo, that's right. Yeah. So revenue numbers are low, but the infrastructure itself is very, very sound. They're just launching it. That's why the revenue is just getting kicked off there. But if you know anything about the stablecoin narrative and what's going on there, tons of potential with this one. Obviously, once they kick their go-to-market strategy into place, that asking price is going to go up right alongside their revenue. So it might be an opportunity for someone that wants to get in early and pick up the tech before the product is fully launched here. So lots of other great stuff on our platform. Just about every sector and multiple different networks represented by these different projects here. Token assets, non-token assets like infrastructure, wallets. We've got licenses, media agencies, tons of great stuff with, again, the big three: TVL, revenue, and users all available. So regardless of what you're looking for, if you guys are trying to grow your ecosystem, your platform, if you're trying to grow your revenue, if you're trying to grow your user base, a lot of people, the traditional route was grants. Well, grants have been proven to be very, very inefficient in terms of your return on your capital. We suggest an alternative, and that would be growing by acquisition. So if that's something you want to talk about, if that strategy is something you want to look into, let us know. Drop us a DM wherever you're watching this, or find us on X. You can join us. You can go on the website right here and submit a request to view any of the projects on there, or simply just to get in touch with us and chat overall about the M&A market.
Yeah, I just want to say, it's very costly to build anything in Web3. Obviously, if you are a builder and you have capital, or if you are a company that just raised a lot of money and you don't have the capacity to build yourself, M&A is a great way. You're buying basically users, you're buying revenue, buying tech, you're buying something that is already built, already tested. Instead of you pouring in a lot of money, you can just get a hands-on, key on, and get it going. But yeah, I agree. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anyone that is looking to sell or buy, please let us know. We're always online, and as said before, we do anything from small size deals and do larger deals. And if there are deals that you guys are specific looking for, you can always DM me or anyone of the guys here. We do have also private deals that we're not showing. But yeah, please subscribe. Any final words?
No, I'd say enjoy the green candles while they're here. Don't get too crazy with the leverage. DCA, as always, make sure to take profits, not just screenshots. And give us a thumbs up or retweet. We appreciate that. Helps the algorithm to get this in front of more people.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, just don't chase, don't FOMO, just play your setups, follow your trading plan, and yeah.
Don't buy the top.
Won't top blast, please, for the love of God.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Ciao.
Cheers.